Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am again with you. We are dealing with the chapter kinematics and we will today discuss the second part, that's vectors. As you know, we can divide physical quantities in chapter 2. We have divided it into two quantities, that is uh, variables and constants. And in this chapter we will divide physical quantities on the basis of direction into scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now, what are scalar quantities? Scalar quantities are those physical quantities which have only magnitude but no direction, or those physical quantities whose magnitude does not change if we change their direction. They are also known as scalars. For example, distance, area, volume, mass, density, pressure, temperature, time, speed, work, energy, charge, potential, current, etc. So one thing you must remember about scalar quantities, as I have mentioned it here, are those physical quantities whose magnitude does not change if we change its direction. For example, if you measure the length of a wall from left to right, it is 5 meters, and if you measure its if you measure the length of the wall from right to left, it will again be 5 meters. So by changing the direction, the length of the wall does not, the magnitude of the length of the wall does not change. So length is a scalar. Similarly, if you measure the area of the room, floor of the room, what will you see if you start clockwise, measuring it clockwise? It will be same if you measure it from anti-clockwise. So area is again a scalar quantity. Now what about current? Now let me first tell you, scalar quantities can be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided. It is here it is divided, it is not added, it is divided by ordinary laws of algebra. For example, 2 kilogram plus 3 kilogram is equal to 5 kg. Similarly, 5 meters minus 2 meters is equal to 3 meters. And if we multiply, this is 3 coulomb of charge by 2 coulomb of charge, we will get 6 coulomb square. Similarly, if we divide 10 Newton of force by 2 Newton of force, we will get 5 Newton of force. So these physical quantities, that is scalar quantities, can be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided by ordinary laws of algebra, that is addition, subtraction, as we do. A scalar may be positive or negative. Scalar quantity can be a positive or negative. A scalar can be represented by a single letter. For example, distance is represented by S, speed is represented by V, a single letter, H. Now, what are vector quantities? Vector quantities are those physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction, or those physical quantities whose magnitude changes if we change their direction. They are also known as vectors. For example, displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, weight, momentum, impulse, etc. Now look here. As already we have already discussed displacement. If a body is traveling along the circumference of a circle, a circumference of a circular path, what will be its displacement if it starts from A and ultimately rests at A? Its displacement will be 0. So same is the case with velocity. If we change the direction, velocity will increase or decrease. For example, when there is a curved path, we change the direction, so the velocity of the body also changes. For example, if you pick up something from the surface of the earth or surface of the ground to a certain height, you need to apply a force. For example, if you apply a force of 10 Newton to lift a body from the surface of the ground to a certain height, now if you bring it back, you will not need the same amount of force. It will be less than the force you have already applied. So the magnitude of the force changes when we change the direction. Now what about current? Well, current has a direction. It always moves from positive to negative terminal. But current is not a vector. It is a scalar. Why it is a scalar? Because suppose if current flows in a rectangular coil having four arms, what will you see? You will see that its direction will change at the four corners of the rectangular coil, but its magnitude will not change. In all the four arms, its magnitude will be same. If you use an ammeter in the four arms, the magnitude of the current, suppose in the if the reading in the first ammeter is 2 amperes, it will be 2 amperes in all the four arms. So though the direction changes, but the magnitude of the current does not change. So current is not a vector, it is a scalar because its magnitude does not change though the direction changes. There are these physical quantities can be the vector physical quantities can be added, subtracted, multiplied or divided by. These cannot be added, subtracted, multiplied or divided by ordinary laws of algebra. For example, if a force F1 is equal to 2 Newton and F2 is equal to 3 Newton, then F1 plus F2 cannot necessarily be equal to 5 Newton. Similarly, F1 into F2 cannot necessarily be equal to 6 Newton. These are added, subtracted geometrically by applying the laws of triangle of vectors, parallelogram of vectors, or polygon law of vectors, and multiply divided by taking dot or cross product of vectors, which we will discuss in the later class. Now, how we represent a general vector? How it is represented? Analytically, a vector can be represented by a single capital letter with an arrow on top of the letter, or by a bold letter. For example, velocity by v with an arrow head, or by a bold V. Acceleration by A, or a bold A. There is an arrow on A or arrow on V. So by a capital letter with an arrowhead, or by a bold letter without a arrowhead. The magnitude of the velocity vector is represented by V, that is by a capital letter without an arrow, by a capital letter without an arrow, or by mod of V. It is mod of V. The magnitude of vector is a scalar. Remember that the magnitude of a vector is a scalar. Graphically, a vector can be represented by a line with an arrowhead. The magnitude of the vector is indicated by the length of the line to some suitable chosen scale, and the direction of the arrow represents the direction. For example, a velocity of 5 meters per second. Suppose if a body is moving with a velocity of 5 meters per second due east towards east, is represented by a line AB of length 5 centimeters. On the paper we will draw a line of 5 centimeters with an arrowhead pointing east towards the east, as you can see from the figure below. What scale we have used? We have used to represent 10 meters per second, a velocity of 10 meters per second. We draw a line of 1 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters per second. So if you have to 50 meter means 5 meter means 500 centimeter, 500 centimeter. So we have to represent a velocity of 5 meter per second, which means 500 centimeter per second. We use a scale 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meter per. It is 10 centimeter per second. 100 centimeter per second. 1 centimeter represents 1 meter per second. It is 1 meter per second or 100 centimeter per second. Here 1 centimeter is equal to 1 meter per second. A scale of 1 centimeter is equal to 1 meter per second or 100 centimeter per second. So if we need to draw 5 meter per second, we have to draw a line of 5 centimeter. Here 1 centimeter represents 1 meter, which means 5 centimeter will represent 5 meters per second. Now the initial or starting point A of the arrowed line AB is called the tail or origin of the vector. A is called the tail or origin of the vector. The endpoint B of the arrowed line AB is called the tip or terminal or head of the vector. A is called the tail or origin of the vector. B is called tip, terminal or head of the vector. Now vectors can be equal, unequal, positive, negative, etc. So what are equal vectors? Now let us discuss what are equal vectors. Two vectors of the same physical quantity. For example, it should be mass or it should be force. It should not be mass and force. So two vectors of the same physical quantity are said to be equal if and only if they have the same magnitude and same direction, irrespective of the position of their origin. For example, as you can see, E is a vector with a magnitude of 2 centimeter. Again, then E is a vector with a magnitude of 2 centimeter, and then there is another vector B. There is another vector B. It is also of 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. So A and B have different origins. They have different origins but the same magnitude and same direction. So A and B are equal vectors. You can see it from the figure. A and B have the same magnitude, that is 2 centimeters, but they have the same direction but different origins. So A and B are two equal. They can have the same origin or different origin, but they must have the same magnitude and same direction. Then A and B are called equal vectors, and equal vectors are represented as A is equal to B. Now unequal vectors. Two vectors of the same physical quantity. Again, the physical quantity must be a force or velocity. It should not be force and velocity, either force or velocity. So, of the same, if they have the same direction but unequal magnitudes, different magnitudes. So, two vectors of the same physical quantity are said to be unequal if they have different magnitudes but same direction. Different magnitudes, as you can see, A and B. A is having a magnitude of 4 and B is having a magnitude of 3. Now direction is same, so these A and B are unequal vectors. Again you can see A is having a magnitude of 3 and B is having a magnitude of 5. Different magnitude, same direction, so they are unequal vectors. And unequal vectors are represented as A is not equal to B. Now there is negative vector. The negative of a vector is another vector which has the same magnitude but opposite direction. For example, A and B. A is having a magnitude of 4 and B is having a magnitude of 4. So they have same magnitudes, same opposite direction. Opposite direction. So A and B, A is negative vector of B and B is negative vector of A. Similarly, it is A here. A vector A is having a magnitude of 5 and vector B is also having a magnitude of 5. But they have opposite direction. So A is the negative vector of B and B is the negative vector of A. As you can see, it is represented as A is equal to minus B and B is equal to minus A. Whenever you see vectors like this, it means A and B have same magnitude but opposite direction. Now what is unit vector? A vector whose magnitude is unity. Unity means 1. It can be 1 centimeter, 1 Newton, 1 meter per second square, whatever it is. A vector whose magnitude is unity and is in the direction of a certain vector is called a unit vector. The unit vector A cap, it is A cap, in the direction of a vector A is written as A is equal to This is A having arrow. Vector A is equal to A unit vector A into magnitude of A. So A is a vector. It is equal to unit vector, the product of unit vector and magnitude of vector A. Or unit vector A is equal to vector A divided by magnitude of A. As you can see from the figure, A is a vector, and then there we take so for example the magnitude of A is 6 centimeters, and if we take 1 centimeter from it, then it becomes unit vector A. For example, if we have a vector have magnitude of 10 Newton, then a unit vector of force is of 1 Newton. Collinear vectors. Two or more than two vectors are said to be collinear when they have the same or opposite direction. Same or opposite direction, equal or unequal magnitudes, and acting along the parallel straight lines or same straight line. For example, you can see two vectors A and B, they are acting along the same straight line. So they are collinear vectors. Again, there are two vectors A and B, they are acting parallel and having the same direction, so they are collinear vectors. Now there are again two vectors A and B, they have opposite direction, they have the same magnitude. The magnitude can be same or different, direction can be same or different, but they must act either parallel or along the same line, parallel or anti-parallel. So they are called collinear vectors. Now what are coplanar vectors? Two or more than two vectors are said to be coplanar when they are said when they are acting in the same plane, are said to be coplanar when they are acting in the same plane. For example, we have four vectors A, B, C, and D, and they are acting in the plane of the paper, or hence they are coplanar. For example, if they are acting on the wall is a plane, same plane, they are acting on the same plane, then they are called coplanar. Coplanar means they are acting in the same plane. They are acting in the same plane. Here they are acting in the plane of the paper. They are, for example, if it is a displacement or if it is a velocity or it is a force, there and it is represented on the plane of the paper, they are called coplanar vectors. Now, co-initial vectors. Two or more than two vectors are said to be co-initial vectors if they have the same common initial point. If they have the same common initial point. For example, you can see there are three vectors A, B, and C. They have the common initial point O. Common initial point. Well, actually, this is vector A. It is should be written here. O. This is vector A. So A, B, and C. A, B, and C. They have the common initial point, that is O. They originate from all these three vectors originate from O. So these three vectors are co-initial vectors. For example, if point O is a stone and three persons are pulling it. One is pulling it in the direction of A, another in the direction of B, and another third in the direction of C. So they are applying force. Then AFA is a force which is acting along A, FB is a force which is acting along B, and FC is a force which is acting along C. Then FA, FB, and FC are the three forces. They are co-initial vectors because they have the common initial point, that is O. Now localized vector, the vector whose initial point is fixed. The vector whose initial point is fixed is called localized vector. They are also called fixed vectors. Non-localized vectors, the vector whose initial point is not fixed is called non-localized vector. Now there is position vector. Consider the motion of the particle in xy plane with origin at O. Let the object be at point O at any time t. If we draw an arrow with its tail at point O and head at point A as shown in fig. Then OA is called the position vector of point E. Then OA is called the position vector of point A and is generally denoted by small r A. Similarly, the position vector of point B is denoted by R B, as you can see from the. So R A and R B are the position vectors of point A and B. Now, what is a displacement vector? As we have already discussed it, the shortest distance between the initial and final position of a particle is called its displacement. For example, consider a particle moving along the circumference of the circle. Here the particle starts from point A and finally reaches point A and stops there, as shown in figure. Then its displacement is 0 as the shortest distance between A and A is 0. Now again, consider another particle traveling a distance of 5 cm from A to B, then a distance of 3 cm from B to C, and finally a distance of 4 cm from C to D and stops there at D. Let the object be at point A at any time. If we draw now, what is the displacement? If we draw an arrow with its tail at A and head at D, then AD is called the displacement of the particle, which is 6 centimeter. Again, consider another particle traveling a distance of 5 centimeter from A to B, then a distance of 3 centimeter from B to C, and finally a distance of 4 centimeter from C to D and stops there. There, as you can see, so the displacement is AD, the shortest distance between its initial position, that is A, and final position D, that is AD. AD is the shortest distance between initial and final position, so it is 6 centimeters. So the displacement is 6 centimeters. That's all. See you again. Thank you.